and I must admit this car is wacky, mate. Honestly, seriously, this car is wacky. Right guys, welcome back to another video. What we've got for you today is a A45 AMG. Now the car here is a pre-facelift car, so it's one of the earlier models, and as standard they come with 350 odd horsepower, give or take a few horses, but this one's actually had a stage 1 tune by Celtic Tuning, so it's running 400 or thereabouts, 400 odd horsepower. And I must admit this car is wacky, mate. Honestly, seriously, this car is wacky. It's a quick car. As you know, with A45s, they were well renowned because they were 2-litre turbocharged cars packing 350 horsepower, which was quite literally unheard of, unless you're looking at the Japanese performance car scene. But for Germans, it wasn't really heard of. And now the A45 come out and it was a big hit. And this car, I must admit, awesome car. So what we'll do is we'll go for a little walk around the car, and then we'll go for a little drive, and we'll give you guys a feel of what it actually feels like. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, share the video, like the video. We've got plenty of content to come, and we've also got a few videos uploaded already, so please do feel free to go check them out. There's a mixture of videos, Germans and Japs, so yeah, check them out, and we'll catch you on the walk. Right, so here it is, the A45 AMG. Now, as you've probably noticed with this car, it doesn't come with the Aero Kit, because the owner of the car, he was actually not after something that was too leery and too in your face. The A45 with the Aero Kit has the spoiler on the back here. It's quite a big thing. It sticks up the back here, and it has the fins on the front bumper. So, but this hasn't got that. But again, it's everything else is still an A45 AMG, and it's a stage 1 A45 AMG, which makes it even more interesting. So, I mean, just as it's got the standard 18-inch wheels. I know some of them did come with the smaller wheels. I didn't like the smaller wheels. I had one of these a couple of years ago, and I had the same discrete sort of spec brake calipers, so they're not the bright red ones, and the 18-inch alloys. And just in case you forget what car you're driving, it's got the Turbo 4MATIC sign on the wing, which is bespoke for the the Audi. I'm calling it an Audi now, which is bespoke to the Mercedes A45 AMG. And as you can see, it's a pre-facelift. The rear lights are different on the facelift cars. And this is a 2014, I believe, early 14, 63 plate AMG. Now that's the badge everybody sees behind you, and you know what car this is. They don't need no introduction. An AMG doesn't need any introduction, to be fair. And don't forget to subscribe to that channel, Performance Lifestyles. There's plenty of content to come. Back onto the car. So you get the A45 badge here, and they've got a very good styling. I mean, these vents here, they are fake, but it just adds to the whole, the package, the whole styling thing about the car. What a car! Honestly, this car is fantastic. I've driven it. I've driven it today, and it's the first time I've driven an A45 since I sold mine about 2 years ago, and they still don't. They don't disappoint. They're a great car, And this one comes with a panoramic roof. Mine never had the pan roof. The interior on these cars is awesome. It's got the light up AMG. I think it's part of the night package. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, these seats are absolutely amazing. They're made by Recaro, but they've got the AMG logo on the side and the Recaro logo, very small little badge on the side here. And the whole cockpit on these cars is fantastic, and you'll see it on the when we go for a drive. I'll go through the whole thing. But as a it's a practical 5-seater car, and you can't really can't really ask for much more than this. Honestly, if you're after a car that's quite discreet, not blatantly in your face, an A45 AMG is the car of choice, I'd say. There's quite a few Golf Rs floating around and S3s, but the A45 AMG is you don't see too many of them about, and more so you don't see too many without the Aero Kit. So, and this car, honestly, this car is great. It's an awesome car. It's got a couple of red touches on the mirrors. It's got a couple of other bits and bobs, and I'll show you under the bonnet. It's when I could get the actual bonnet. Oh yeah, here's the actual dials. As you can see, I've been driving it in eco mode on the way here, just to kind of like get used to be as sensible as possibly can do. So the interior is actually a very good place. Very, very good place. You do get the option on these seats where they have these buttons over here, electric memory seats. This hasn't got the electric memory seats, but again, the seats are still the same thing, and there's the pan roof. Makes such a big difference. Apologies for the lighting, it is getting quite dark. I forgot to actually video the introduction, so left that till the end. So here it is then. This is the famous 2-litre turbocharged, there's the turbo, 2-litre turbocharged lump that the A45s come with. Now every single one of these engines is hand built. So this was built by somebody called Michael Feast. Michael Feast, fair play to you, matey. You've done a very good job of this thing. It's phenomenal. It is a phenomenal lump that they've made, and it's just an epic all-round car. This one's got the induction, because it's running stage 1 power by Celtic tuning, and overall, I mean, they come with a good spec. They come with xenon lights, autos by xenon lights, LED DRLs, and they've got these funky side skirts as well. So the white with the black sort of trim to them. And again, it makes all the difference. Honestly, when you're looking at this car aesthetically, it's a beautiful looking car. It's such a beautiful looking car. And with the Aero, I personally think they look a little bit better, but as mentioned, it's still an A45 AMG, and it doesn't detract from the fact that it is an A45 AMG. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll go for a little drive, and just to show you guys what it actually feels like. And honestly, this car feels great. I can assure you of that. If you've never had the experience with driving AMG, they're a fantastic car. Standard Golf Rs and standard S3s, they don't feel overly special, but an A45 AMG, I think they are a very good car. They've got quite a lot more power than a Golf R or an S3 as well, so in standard form. 2-litre turbos again, but 350 odd horsepower. On a standard car, this is 400 odd horsepower because it's been stage 1. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, share the video, and we'll catch you on the drive. All right, so here we are on the drive now in this awesome A45 AMG. Honestly, these cars, when they first come out, 2013, I believe it was, it was very difficult to believe the amount of power these things actually, Mercedes achieved just from a 2-litre turbo lump. Now, it was no surprise to myself. I am still a big Jap car fan as well, and Mitsubishis have been doing it for a very long time. But Mercedes have caught up, and they've done a fantastic job of this thing. Seriously, fantastic job of this thing. It's a modern car. It's very, up to date inside. Bear in mind, the car we've got here at the moment is still 7 years old, but it is still very up to date. It's a fantastic car. It's got everything you need in the car, and it's got the power to match. I mean, this is actually, as you've seen on the external side of things, it's not the Aero kitted car, which a lot of people did go for, but I also know of a lot of people that didn't actually go for that, purely for the fact they just didn't want that ASBO look, because the big wing, the little fins on the front bumper, and they just didn't want that look, or even the the red brake calipers. The brake calipers are exactly the same on this, but they're just grey. And this is like a discreet sort of pack. Unless you see the badge on the back, you're not going to notice an AMG. So, but it still obviously holds all the AMG credentials as every other A45 has. And honestly, Mercedes have done such a fantastic job of these things. Power figures 355 are standard, and I believe they're around similar sort of torque figures. But the car we've got here, I've been told by the owner, he's had it remapped, it's running by Celtic tuning, and is running 410 horsepower, and we'll see now it's honestly, the four-wheel drive system on these cars is very much alive. It grips the roads and they just go. They're fantastic cars. I mean, there's a lot of twists and bends on this road, and it's just eating them up. Honestly, these cars are great. The 4MATIC system that Mercedes have actually produced is very, very good. Very, very good. And the grip is phenomenal. The grip is actually, phenomenal. It really does. These cars, I mean, it's a hot hatch. It's a hatchback car. It's a very small hatchback car. And it's packing that sort of power figures as standard. So it needs something that will grip the road as well. And the four-wheel drive is amazing. And we will open it up again a little bit here, and you'll see what I mean. But I mean, what I'll do is, in the meantime, because we've got a few ramps here, so we'll go through the whole features of this car. And they come with a very nice sort of cockpit. The interior is fantastic. It's a Mercedes Benz. You're driving a Mercedes. They've got this thing about it's got the Mercedes feel. When you're inside the car, it's got a very Mercedes look. Some manufacturers kind of like get away from the standard car look when they produce a performance car or a hot hatch, but no, this you're driving a Merc. And I mean, the steering wheel is perfectly fine. It's a multifunction wheel. It's a decent size with a flat bottom and flat sort of sides on it. Alcantara in the on the sides here as well. And the red dials, they are a wicked feature. Honestly, the red dials are very good. You'll never forget you're driving a performance car. And when it comes to the car scene, red dials are a big giveaway. Basic models won't have the red dials. This has got it, and it's fantastic. It's just, with the actual induction kit that's fitted to this car, you can hear it whooshing, and it's such an awesome noise. In standard form, they're very tame, they're very quiet, so you don't get none of the whooshing noises coming from the front. But with this having the open filter, you can hear it, and it sounds good. It goes with the rest of the image of the car, but the actual name, it goes with the actual name of the car. It's an AMG. AMGs, everybody knows of an AMG for being a bit leery sort of cars, especially with the C63s and their big engines and V8 grumbles. But you're still, with these, the A45s, it's a 2-litre turbocharged car, and it needs to be loud. Definitely needs to be loud, and this thing with the bits on it, perfect. A lot of people actually, and the actual owner of this car is actually considering doing this next now, is getting the exhaust. You could get like res deletes and secondary decap pipes for them, and that is the next stage for this car. And hopefully when it's all done, we might get it back on the channel. But as it is in standard form with the induction and the remap, it crackles, it pops on gear change as it does with all Mercedes A45s. And when you're looking for any car, really, a lot of the times most people will also be considering running costs, and MPG is going to be one of them because you're going to be using it quite a bit. And the A45 AMG, just like the Golf R and the Audi S3, they pack quite a lot of power, more than the Golf R and the Audi S3, but the economy, they're very, very similar. So you've got 50 odd horsepower more on an A45 AMG than you have on a Golf R or an S3. But they're very similar when it comes to running costs. These cars around town, you're averaging, mid 20 miles per gallon. If you're lucky, if you're driving it like a real granddad in economy mode, like I am at the minute, you will get, 30 mpg if you're lucky. But when you're booting them around, then low teens. But again, when you're booting them around and you're out for a spirited drive, it's not about miles per gallon, it is about smiles per gallon. And there's plenty of them in these cars. All these hot hatches, the V-Dub Golf R, the Audi S3s, A45 AMG, they've just got this thing about them where they they're very high with the grin factor. You drive them, you boot them around, and honestly they do make you smile, and it's just, I think they're a very good all-round car. Insurance, again, it's an AMG, so you've got to expect a little bit of a premium over the normal diesels or any of the normal petrols, and again with the Golf R and the Audi S3 you just got to expect a little bit more, but again it's not the be-all, it's not a massive difference, to be fair. So there's a lot of insurers out there at the moment that will cover even young drivers if you've got points on your license, and they'll still give you a very competitive price. So there's plenty out there, insurance companies out there, that will cater for all needs. And overall, I mean, the drive is fantastic on these cars, as I mentioned before. You're sitting in a very good place. The cockpit is very good. This car comes with a panoramic sunroof as well, which again is fully, it opens up, slides back. It's a bit too cold for that today, but yeah, it's a very good feature. It lets in plenty of light as well, which is also a very, very good thing. And overall, it's a very good car. And yeah, so I rate them very highly. The A45 AMG is just a great car all round. There's not many cars out there that will touch these German hot hatches. Check out our reviews on a few of the cars that we've done, a few Scoobies and stuff that we've got out there as well, or that will be coming up soon. If they're not already on the channel now, they will be on there. It's just a matter of finding time to get the videos done and get them uploaded. So yeah, like I said previously, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, share the video, help us grow. We've got plenty of content to come, and please do check out the videos that we've already got uploaded on the YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and stay safe everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one.